second. Oh, hey, we're live. How's it going? Hi, my name is Dan Shinder, and I'm a friend of Malinda's, kind of a open road guy wannabe, I guess. And I'm here with Malinda to talk about Open Road Girl. Hi, Malinda.
Hi.
And Malinda's the founder. And I want to pull up the show, quote unquote, so I can look at comments and everything like that. And as many of you know, Malinda's the founder of Open Road Girl, but we're going to talk about why she started it, when she started it, and some really special things going on. We did a blog post a little while ago, a month or two ago, about how you started writing. Why don't you tell that brief story real quickly? I'm pretty sure we're live. It says we're live. Why don't I see us live? There we are. We're live. When did you start writing, Malinda? And folks, chime in if you have questions and let us know where you're watching from. How many of you are watching from Daytona right now during the event? But go ahead, Malinda. Tell everyone how you got sucked into riding motorcycles.
Well, it started back, well, when I was probably in my early 20s. I always rode on the back, however, but I rode my own in 2005. So I actually bought my bike brand new, and then I learned how to ride. So I did mine a little backwards. So
Yeah,
it was, you know, it was a little scary at first, where I'm like, well, what happens if I don't pass my test? Because then I have a brand new motorcycle to pay for. But I did. I passed my test, and
that was pretty good motivation to make sure you pass.
yeah, yes, it was.
Have that note.
Yes.
And what was your first bike?
It was a 2005 Harley Davidson Dyna Lowrider.
Nice.
Yes.
How many cc's?
1450.
Did it feel like a real big bike for you at the time?
Well, ironically, so when I started or trained actually at the motorcycle class, which I highly recommend that, then to learn other people's bad habits of riding. But I learned on a little 250 Buell, that the really small motorcycles, and I knew nothing. And I can't drive a stick shift car. So I was like, oh, hopefully I can ride this motorcycle. But that was just a little motorcycle to start on. And then I couldn't even drive my bike home from the dealership because I didn't know how to.
Oh.
So when I did get home to ride it around my little neighborhood to practice, when I first picked it up, I was like, holy crap, this thing's heavy. So it was a little nerve-wracking in the beginning, for sure. But as I rode, you know, I had it up until 2017, and then that's now where I have the Indian Chieftain.
That's
which
cool.
is by far a better bike. I mean, much nicer, smoother riding bike.
Is that what you like about it the most? It's noticeably a smoother ride?
Yeah, for sure. It's a smoother ride. Yeah, it's nice.
I know that Harley Davidson, of course, makes a great product, or they wouldn't be here, you know, so long. But I have heard since the 70s, and I've never ridden a Harley, but I've heard since the 70s that they're not necessarily the smoothest ride, and especially the old ones back then through the 80s were much more rigid. I had people tell me, you know, you could feel every crack in the road, basically.
Yeah.
Was that the biggest difference?
Yeah. And some of the bigger ones, like the big baggers, you know, those are really comfortable rides too. Like so I think the smaller the bike is probably, the shock systems aren't that great.
Right. The suspension and the weight equation, right? That makes a big difference.
Right.
Yeah. So what was the first like road trip that you went on the bike, other than just around town? What was the first real bike trip that you took?
Well, probably my first long distance ride was from Minneapolis to Milwaukee. So that was like 425 miles in one day.
And were you real stiff and tense the whole time, or you were still?
Well, it was all freeway riding, so it wasn't that enjoyable.
Yeah.
But we were going to the Harley Davidson party that's in September. So me and my husband Barry, we rode out there.
Cool.
And then once we came back, it was all rain, so that was a little intense too. But I don't like it when it rains. I don't think any biker does, but
Right.
but
I don't think someone says, "Hey, I was going to ride today. I hope it rains."
yeah, right.
But I know what you mean. And I've never ridden on the freeway. I respect and admire those who do. I just so much not my thing. When I started riding, I was riding desert, dirt biking, motocross racing, since I was like 10. And it wasn't until I was 18 or 19 that I actually rode in the street for the first time. And I much prefer open road, country roads versus even around, a suburban neighborhood was still nerve wracking,
Absolutely.
Anywhere where there's no cross traffic, I feel much more comfortable on the road, on the pavement.
For sure.
Cool. I want people to chime in. I've got another monitor over here so I can see who's what. Oh, we got lots of shout outs. Let's see. So I'm going to relay them to you. Okay. We've got,
Okay.
let me scroll up to the top. Thanks, ladies, for chiming in. We got Terry Frazier from Iowa, Rebecca Woodall from Minnesota, Jeannie Klug Maz. Love you, Malinda Johnson. Tell us where you're watching. Oh, she's in Minnesota as well and riding today. Hello, Open Road Girl. Whoops, it all moved on me. Dallas Fort Worth, metropolitan area in Texas. Hope you're all well out there in Texas and that you're flying out and healthy. Cindy Gildia in Iowa. Penelope Ray says, hi, beautiful, from Minnesota. I'm pretty sure she means you. Kathy in Minnesota, Stacy in Southeast Iowa. Oh, from Oregon, where I've got 2 daughters and their families. Risa Cobb, a top fan. She's got the diamond badge. Pat Eden from Maine, all the way up in Maine, the northeast part of the U.S. Tammy Davis Hall, hello from Ohio, and Karen, Oklahoma. This is great. Joan from North Carolina. Cool. Feel free to chime in with anything I'm asking Malinda. We'd love to know your story as well. In fact, we have a series called Open Road Girl Stories where we post memes of you ladies on your bikes with your names on the Facebook page and Instagram. And we'd love for you to send in your videos giving us like a tour of your bike or giving us your story of when you started riding and different things like that. And Malinda and I have been kind of conniving on putting contests together with some packages together. Packages, what kind of packages would those be? Let's take this opportunity to ask you, Malinda, what made you start the Open Road Girl line of clothing and travel accessories and things like that? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, actually, I had the idea probably in 2008. Well, I mean, it actually goes back further than that, I always wanted to be in business for myself. I just didn't know what. And I thought, I don't want to be a house, I don't want to clean houses for a living. And I'm just, I don't want to do like boring jobs. And yeah. I'm not saying that my job isn't boring at times. Sometimes it can be. But this is definitely more rewarding, especially seeing a bunch of badass ladies on their motorcycles. I mean, you can't get any better than that.
Yeah.
But I actually went to my first print. My first design was back in June of 2010. And I really just thought, well, I love being around motorcycles, and I love being, I like the environment of like going to the rallies or going to bike shows, stuff like that. It was always fun. So I thought, well, it can't be too hard to sell a t-shirt, but yeah, it really was. It was harder than what I thought it was going to be. And then it just naturally grew into my community. So I did my first women's ride back in 2011, I think was my first all women's ride, which there was only, I think 9 of us or 11 of us. It was a small group, but it was a big group to me because it was my very first group I put together.
Yeah.
And then the biggest one that we've had is our International Female Ride Day. We did that 3 years ago, I think it was. And I think there was 55 of us, if I remember right. 55.
Wow. And
then the men came with us too, but I just asked them if they could ride in the back and let all the women ride in the front just for that day. So sure. It was fun. It's fun. It's definitely a different experience riding with women versus men.
What's the biggest difference?
For myself personally, I feel like it's more, it's less stressful because we're not hammering through the gears and trying to go as fast as we can in the shortest period of time. At least the men that I grew and the men that I rode with back in Minnesota,
Yeah.
which they might be watching too. And I mean, I'm very grateful that I was able to ride with them. And I definitely learned how to shift gears really fast, put it that way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to keep up.
Yeah. And was it more of a sense riding with just the women, more of a sense of independence and empowerment and even a
Sure.
deeper sense of community, right?
It is. And there's just something about it. Even when I see even a woman rider that's on the streets, I'm just like, gosh, it's just so badass. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's cool.
Yeah.
And you have some really, really cool commemorative International Female Ride Day clothing available right now. I mean, dozens and dozens of different options of the color schemes and the different type of garments. And there's two places you could find those, folks. You could find them in the photos album of the Open Road Girl Facebook page. Don't go there now. Wait till after the interview. And you could also, of course, find them on the website at openroadgirl.com. But talk about that a little bit, those products, and talk about that day when it is and why it's so important that you and other ladies jump on your rides and go out together.
Yeah. So the International Female Ride Day was actually created by Vicky Gray from Canada.
Right.
And so I designed my first shirt back in 2000. I can't even think of the year, 2016, I think, or 15. What might have been the first year.
Okay.
So the girls came to me and was like, well, can you design a shirt for us? Which is really nice because when we're out on the road, we can connect with each other because we have an Open Road Girl shirt on. So it's easier to identify us being in the group. So anyways, I started that in 2015. And then in Minnesota, I would have events. And now actually Jeannie, who's live on here, she actually has taken over the Minnesota group and is now leading a ride out of what's on the Facebook page in the events. Yeah. So I can't think of the city right now.
Jeannie, and ironically, chime in, Jeannie, and let us know. Yeah, she'll chime in. Yeah.
And then ironically today, I just got a call from another Open Road girl who she's helping putting together a ride that's actually going to go out of Brandon, Florida. Originally, I had it at Sarasota, Florida, and I haven't gotten all the details yet. I'm hoping to have that tomorrow, and then I'll post that update, and then hopefully they're because for me, I think it's like an hour and a half north of Cape Coral, where I live, and I'm not sure if there's any hotels that are near there, but all those details, I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, and that's a good chance to remind everybody watching, sign up for the newsletter to get the updates, not only on these events and new events, there's another one we're going to talk about in a moment, but also special discounts on Malinda's Open Road Girl products to the newsletter subscribers only. So you can sign up for the newsletter at openroadgirl.com. Before we talk about another big event, let's talk about another series of your clothing line you recently came out with, which you're wearing right now, which is the I Am series. Yeah, let's talk about that.
So my whole inspiration behind the whole I Am collection is that during my self-discovery work that I've been on for the last several years, is that I realized how powerful words are, that they can either make us or break us, whether it's a voice or whether it's written. And so for me, having the words, powerful, empowerment words on your body, whether it's on a t-shirt, whether it's, well, I guess, whatever you'd have words on, it actually alters your body. And there's a video that you can go to, which is not motorcycle related, but it's Dr. Emoto, which I can share the link to, which shows that when you put powerful, loving, supportive words, even on water, because we are made of mostly of water, that it makes a huge difference in the chemicals that happen in our body. It's quite amazing. So even though I've known about it for several years, I don't know why it's taken me this long to put the shirt together, but I had the vision, and I'm like, I got to create this shirt for us
Yeah,
because we're all about empowerment, and
absolutely.
you know,
Yeah, no, that's
yeah,
great because we do, you get what you focus on. And whether, like you said, whether it's a word in print that you read or something you hear, or maybe even more importantly, self-talk. So if you have that on you, chances are your self-talk is going to be more positive than negative. And if
yes,
you focus on the positive, you get positive, you get abundance. If you focus on the negative, it's exactly the opposite. So it's a
yes,
great way to infuse that positive message into your clothing line and share it with the ladies in your community. That's awesome.
yeah.
I'm going to look at some more questions and comments. So Jeannie is saying what an inspiration you are, and she's asking who's your inspiration. And that could be regarding motorcycle riding or in life, thinking positive with about, who are some of your inspirators, which is different from a conspirator.
Wow, I guess I wasn't prepared for that question. Gosh, I don't know, I'm kind of stuck on that one. I mean, there isn't any one person that sticks out to me as far as like, I felt like when I started on this journey of open road girl, or even my own life, I really didn't have anybody. And so I would just read a bunch of books and YouTube videos and all that stuff. So I don't really have one particular person or inspiration to, which is kind of weird, but it's true. I guess I have a lot, but
Yeah, what's going to happen is 2 hours after we're done, you'll
I
think
know,
of 5.
I know.
Yeah, well, let's give a shout out to someone that I know is part of that, because you've mentioned this person to me, and that's your mom. Your mother's even gone to events with you on those long
Mhm.
rides with the trailer, and so talk about your mom a little bit, how she fits in. And she rides, right?
She did.
She
She
used
she
to.
got her motorcycle license when I don't even remember how old she was, in her early 60s. But the bike that she had was too small for her and she didn't feel comfortable on it, so she sold it, but hasn't rode back since. But there's a lot of girls that'll chime in that know her, that they absolutely love her. They call her Mama Shirley.
Oh, that's
That's
perfect.
Jeannie's nickname for her. She loves it. She absolutely loves helping the girls, being with the girls. Yeah, I don't know. I think she might have more passion for selling clothing though than I do, but it's really nice. I mean, she's
That's
been
great.
very supportive since day one, and yeah, we've put a lot of miles on together, and
That's
some
great.
shows are very exhausting. So yeah, I couldn't do it by myself for sure because it's just too much. So
Yeah, and what a great way to spend time together.
yeah, we've gone a lot of places together, that's for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, uh, Terry Lewis is saying your mom is awesome. Jeannie tagged your mom, actually, saying we loves moms. Shirley Wrigley Clark. And Stacy Miller says, my 9-year-old daughter loves her Open Road Girl shirt just like mine. That's great. Got a mother-daughter thing going there. That's perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is really cool. Terry Frazier is saying you meet wind sisters all over in different states and great women. Yeah, that's what makes it a community. That's awesome. And Alice is chiming in from Coins. Rebecca Woodall says, I love it when I wear my Open Road Girl clothing and I run into another girl. It's just a great connection. This is great because this is really what community is all about. Awesome. So, and
And
ladies, please feel free to chime in with some of the other questions that I'm going to ask Malinda after we talk about this next big announcement that's kind of been out there, but there's more details developing, and there's an early bird registration going on right now this week. So this is being recorded and broadcast live on March 6th. So basically through the 13th, there's an early bird on the retreat that's coming up. Let's talk about the retreat. And another great reason to sign up for the newsletter so you get the updates on some of the details that are still blossoming. Tell them about the retreat and why it's so important they attend if they can.
yeah, so this was actually supposed to happen last May, but because of worldly events. It got postponed, and now we're going to have it again in May. It'll be May. I should know the dates by heart by now. Like May 20. Hold on, I'm looking at my calendar quick.
It's
May
the
20th.
the
May 20th?
35th through the 39th, no?
The 20th. So the
Yeah.
20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Yep.
It'll be in Harrison, Arkansas, which I picked that location, one, because of it's mid for all ladies to come. And then it's in the Ozarks, which are absolutely beautiful to ride in. So it's kind of a dual purpose. There might be some ladies that don't come on their motorcycles, and that's totally okay, because this isn't a rally, it's actually a retreat. So it's going to be about celebration of sisterhood. We're going to have music, dancing, food.
You'll have some speakers.
Yep, we're going to have a bunch of speakers.
And there's a place not too far away where you can rent bikes if y'all want to go on a ride, right?
Yeah, there's going to be places that'll have bikes there. Well, I'm working on the vending part of it. So, but like, again, like those details are I'm working on all those details.
Yeah.
But I know that there's a few girls that are riding down from Minnesota. So that's pretty cool. And I mean, I didn't even look at all the states where they're coming from, but there's a bunch of girls coming from all over, which is pretty cool. So,
That's
I mean, it's
great.
not there are going to be some scheduled rides, through the Ozarks. So that'll be there too, but it'll be a little bit of celebration, a little bit of learning, and then a little bit of riding. So
yeah, and a
of
lot of
course, fun.
community. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of fun, a lot of
a lot of
community.
fun.
And do I understand it correctly that women are encouraged to register without their male significant others? Women only?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't had anybody ask if
Okay.
their husbands can come, but it's mainly going to be geared towards women. So I'm not saying that they can't come, because really everybody's open to learning, everybody's open to celebrating. So
That's right.
I'm not gonna say no, but I believe that it'll be mainly women. That's just my thoughts or my gut feeling on it. So
And it's
because
designed for that.
it is a women's retreat. So
Exactly, it's designed for that.
but I do have some that they'll ride with their husbands down, but then she will be at the retreat, right?
Yeah,
he'll
exactly.
probably
They
be
can
riding
go
the
do their
Ozarks.
own thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
That's great. So
Yeah.
sign up for the newsletter, ladies, so that you can learn more about those details as they unfold, as well as get other notifications of special discounts and new products and different things like that. And Rebecca's saying she's looking forward to going back to Arkansas in October, which is cool. Peggy, she's watching. Thanks, Peggy. Jeannie's looking forward to Arkansas. Very cool. And so I have another question, and ladies, chime in with your answer as well, because this is all about sharing your stories about riding motorcycles. Malinda, is there a place that you could put at the top of your bucket list, a destination where you would love to go ride motorcycle riding, where you have not been before?
Well, there's a photo that floats around it's in another country though. I want to say, I think it's in Ireland. I think it's in Ireland.
Is it that long windy road?
Yeah.
Yeah, we posted that on your page the other day. Yeah.
So, I mean, I have to say though, like riding in the Black Hills is absolutely amazing. I love riding in the Black Hills. Northern Minnesota, Wisconsin's really nice to ride through. They have a lot of nice curvy wooded roads that are really nice.
How about, have you done the California coast?
I have not.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And I haven't done the East Coast either. So I think it would actually be fun to take A1A, which is on the ocean side of Florida, and then go all the way up the coast.
Yeah.
That'd be fun too.
Yeah, that's like Pacific Coast Highway. I grew up in Los Angeles. I lived in Ventura on the beach for about 15 years. And even going just 35 minutes up the road to Santa Barbara was great. But to go all the way up to like Carmel, Big Sur, all the way up to the Bay Area is just, the scenery is amazing. And it's always great temperature. It's never too hot or anything like that. It's a beautiful ride.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Ladies, what's on your bucket list? Where would you like to ride? Let us know. I'm going to check comments in a moment. Malinda, what else can everyone look forward to being part of the Open Road Girl community?
Well, there is one thing that I would like to do in the very near future is to do live interviews with women who ride. Sometimes it's nice to have the actual voice behind the story than to read it.
Yes.
So myself personally, I like videos versus reading, but you know, we're all different. So I'm going to work on that to share stories, to share more inspirational stories, because I do get that from the back end of, you know, they listen or they'll read comments that are in the group, and then they just get inspired to ride. And everyone's got a story, so it's nice to share those stories with other women to empower them.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to be inspired even further to tell your story live with Malinda, check out the blog at openroadgirl.com, because there's a great story that involves Malinda's motorcycle riding journey in her life that includes a tornado of all things. I'm not going to give it away. You got to check out this story. A tornado. No, thank you. Check, please.
Yep. Yeah, that's how
crazy.
I felt.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little scary.
So here's Stacy Miller chiming in with, I would love to ride through the mountains, either the Rockies or the Smokies. That's a great one. Risa Cobb says, so many. Coastal of California, Oregon, or Washington tours on my list. Those are all beautiful areas, absolutely, up towards Vancouver, Lake Washington. One of my girls lives on the Oregon coast, absolutely beautiful there, where the soil looks like coffee grounds, basically. It's so rich. The forest meets the sea. Risa says also Tail of the Dragon in Tennessee, Beartooth Ride in Montana, and many more. Those are great suggestions. Those are great. Brandy also says Tail of the Dragon. Where is Tail of the Dragon? I'm not familiar with that.
And I have rode the Tail of the Dragon, so that is
really,
yeah, that's a pretty cool road. That's in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, it's at Tennessee. That's right. Where is it compared to like Nashville? Is it further out in the country somewhere?
It's more west.
Okay.
I don't think it's that far though, actually.
Interesting. I'll have to I might be in Nashville in July. I'll have to check that out. That's great. And Peggy says route. Ooh, that's a great idea. How nostalgic. Peggy says Route 66 from Chicago west. That's a great ride. Yeah, I've driven that in an automobile, but never on a bike. What a great suggestion. Any others? Let's see who else you could inspire with your ideas of favorite bucket list places to ride or ride again. What's the one place you've been, Malinda, where you could never get tired of riding?
I would say the Black Hills, South Dakota.
Black Hills, South Dakota, yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything
nice.
else? Yeah. What's the best part of it that you like? It's
the scenery. The scenery and the roads. They're curvy, nice, but it's really the scenery.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have anything else you want to mention before we go?
No, I mean, the only thing, there's one thing. And I've shared it before in the group too, where it's the stories where girls find other girls because they're wearing Open Road Girl. Like those are the stories that are, to me, that are amazing and they make my heart sing. That's the whole point of doing this. It's not just to sell t-shirts, because it does, that part of it actually does get kind of boring. But I mean, it's fun to create and to do new things, but it's definitely the community part of it that's so rewarding. And I have met so many amazing, loving, supportive, badass women in my life that I wouldn't have never had if I never built Open Road Girl. So that's, I mean, awesome. For that, I am grateful for every one of them that are in the group. Because it's not even, it goes beyond the group, you know, because they all ride, they get together and support each other, and that's the best part of the group, is the love and support. So yeah, that's what makes it a community for sure. Yeah, for sure. Well, let's see how many ladies we can get to the retreat. How cool would that be? I mean, the pictures and videos that'll get shared around
from that. That's really cool. And ladies, remember, you can get your official Open Road Girl apparel at openroadgirl.com. The link is in the post here, as well as sign up for the newsletter to stay up to date. Get your I Am series apparel. Get your International Female Riding Day apparel. There's so much to choose from. And also you can register and get the early bird pricing on the retreat if you register by March 13th. There'll still be registration after that. So hopefully you can get time off and make room to get out there and have some really special moments with some fellow special ladies who love to ride. That would really be cool.
Yeah. And then one thing too, when you book your hotel rooms, just mention that you're with Open Road Girl, because they have a block of rooms with special pricing. So
Great.
we have it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for mentioning that. And we've got a few other comments. I love Malinda Johnson. Damn, girl, get back to Minnesota, Jeannie says.
It's too cold.
And some other comments there. Melinda's going to go through all of these, not just when we're done, but over the course of the few days. Remember, Malinda, to check where it got shared into the groups, the Open Road Girl groups, as well as the official Open Road Girl Facebook page. Check out the comments. And everybody, if you're seeing this on the archive, be sure to say hi, ask questions, chime in with the comments. And most of all, thanks for putting up with me, Dan Shinder, Melinda's friend, who works a little bit on the back end of Open Road Girl, the official wannabe Open Road guy. Cool.
You don't want to be a boy?
What's
Open
that?
road. You don't want to be an open road boy?
I could be Open Road boy. I'm definitely my wife's Open Road boy, so that fits. Cool. Thanks everybody for joining Malinda and myself. And Malinda, thanks for taking time to do this. I know the girls loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again soon. We'll be doing this every month, and maybe we'll find one of you to join Melinda instead of me.
Yeah,
time for the newsletter.
That would
What's
be fun.
that? Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Great.
Yeah.
Hang on the line, Melinda, as we say goodbye to everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ride safe. Enjoy. Live, love, ride.
Yes.